Okay, what's up? Right here with another episode of Questions You Never Thought to Ask. This week we're joined with whitewater kayak, old boy, veteran legend, Rush Sturges, aka Adrenaline Rush, aka Crusher, aka Thrush Sturgis, aka Rudy Rampage. We're going to talk about that more later on. Rush, how you doing? We're going to get straight into it. We're on YouTube right now. I want to talk about viral YouTubers. You and Ben Ma have been down the Lions Bay slide a number of times.
Yep.
You have probably one of the most viral kayaking videos, one of the most popular kayaking videos on the internet. With both the Lions Bay ones, the first one and then the return with the duo.
Right.
Anyway, a lot of people seem to like that. Not many people seem to be into the regular whitewater kayaking genre, but they're into those stupid viral videos.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Dane has that wake boat video that I'm sure you've seen. Like,
for sure,
it's catching you guys. Do you feel threatened by Dane's viral video, and are you looking to one up him with a new viral stunt of your own? And if so, can you tell us more about it?
There's not much about Dane that's very threatening. Let's just put it that way. I mean, he's getting better at kayaking and he's doing some interesting stuff. But Benny and I are veterans in the sport here. We've been doing this forever, and he can't.
You are oldest.
We are, yeah. I mean,
I'm glad you brought it up.
I recognize it, but I feel like it's more like well seasoned. We're more just like we're like a fine wine, And I just legitimately think that nobody can touch us on the ditch, So yeah, bring it, Dane. Not afraid, dog.
Okay, heard it here first. You're also, not many people know this, but an upcoming rapper, a big name in the hip-hop industry. I checked on Spotify, actually, your album on there has quite a lot of listens. One of your tracks actually almost up to like 500,000 listens just on Spotify, which is a lot. I heard you recently broke up with your girlfriend. Does that mean we're going to see a new album coming out soon? I'm excited. I subscribed to Spotify. I'm waiting for it.
For sure.
What's that going to look like? Are we going to see some sequel tracks?
Yeah, it's pretty much hobby status. But I felt like I needed to do this breakup so I could create better music. That was the main reason. And once you're there's nothing like a little heartbreak to bring out the emotions. So yeah, I've got a couple of new things I'm working on, and it's just like for fun, But I have been really like stoked and blown away with the support actually from my album, and actually like getting to earn back the money I put into it, which is cool. So just like hobby status, but I want to do another one and do it bigger and better. So
it is impressive. You keep saying hobby status, and it's on like a bunch of different streaming platforms, and you can listen to it in a lot of places. It's, I would say, fairly successful, and you're like keeping it pretty DL.
Yeah, thanks, man. No, I appreciate it. I mean, it's for fun, but it's like anything. I feel like, you can look at kayaking. There's like parallels, like I look at like a professional musician, and that's like someone who legitimately puts their whole life into that. It's not the same thing with like a professional kayaker. They pour their whole lives into it, but you have a lot of guys in kayaking who are maybe not dedicating their whole lives to it, but they're just as good as the professionals, and but they don't take that extra step to like go just that much further to really.
Well, they're probably making the smart moves, like getting a job and paying for their
that's
shit,
kind of the deal,
and not being poor.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. That's being poor. Yeah, it's like you gotta whatever you do, you gotta.
It's like, what do you call a professional kayaker with a pizza?
What's that?
A pizza delivery guy.
Yeah.
Exactly. All right, let's move right along. Next question has a little bit of a story build up because you're old, and the story relates to you. So when I was younger, in my younger days, my 16th birthday, I got given a kayaking movie for my birthday, and it was a YGP movie, like Young Guns production movie, New Rain, and I'd never really seen whitewater kayaking like this before. Like it was a DVD. I think I wore out the DVD. It was like I watched that movie a lot. It would really open my eyes to what was out there in like the bigger world, and stuff that I hadn't seen before and wasn't exposed to in the area I was growing up in.
Cool.
And at the time, those the people in those YGP movies, like you and Patrick and Brooks Baldwin and Marlo Long, were like really inspirational to like see what you could do in a kayak, like more than the world I was living in. Who were the people when you were growing up who gave you that feeling of like expanding your horizons?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I grew up definitely looking up to Steve Fisher big time, and like he was really one of the first people I saw doing stuff that was, really creative with going off waterfalls and doing downriver freestyle, and was just always like really, really looked up to him, and he was always super supportive of us as well when we were kind of in the young gun era. And in addition to that, without a doubt, like Scott Lindgren on the expedition side of things, creeking. I feel like even to this day, he's really kind of set the bar pretty high for that side of the sport.
And he's still going super hard.
And he's back in the game. Yeah,
he's impressive.
Yeah, it's really cool to see him kind of get back into it and keep going. But I mean, there's so many others too. I mean, if you look way back, it's like the Rob Lessers and Lars Holbecks and Chuck Stanleys and the kind of the sort of beginning of it all and yeah, just definitely all that stuff was super influential and it all passes down to one generation to the next. So yeah, I think it's like really important also I encourage people of today to learn the history a little bit because I do feel like that is something that is a little bit lost in our sport, myself included. Like just not knowing where all this came from, and it's important to like at least have some grasp on it,
Mm-hmm. So some people look at you as their hero. Who are those new up and comers? Who are you got your eye on as in the next generation, the next wave of up and comers? Like, is there anyone out there you're like, this guy, if they don't get siphoned out with the real world and responsibility, they could be the next
for sure. I mean,
the next big Dane Jackson,
right?
The next big thing.
It's pretty cool to see. I mean, like there's even just being here, it's funny because it's like you get old like me, 33 or whatever,
mm-hmm.
and all of a sudden you look around and it's like just Benny and me and a few others left, but basically hanging out with all these young kind of 20 somethings, late teen kids and they're shredding, and it's awesome. But there's a lot out here right now that I've definitely been really impressed with the work that Bren and Adrian have been putting in
mm-hmm.
this year. That's been
mm-hmm.
pretty rad, like both on the creeking front and the freestyle front. That's like always something that I've really respected is people who try to do both. But obviously, there's I guess on the
but they're the now generation. I'm talking about next generation. Like, who is there in your area who's before that?
Sure.
Who?
I mean, like,
is there anyone? There might not be anyone who you can think of off the top of your head. You're like, this guy.
I think Darby McAdams is someone to keep an eye on.
Mm-hmm.
She's super passionate and driven, and she's pretty young. She just turned 20, and I think like she's got the drive and the motivation to do some stuff. So someone to keep an eye on.
Okay. All right. Let's get real for a second. Talk about the thing everyone's been talking about. You've recently switched to eating vegan. You've been working out at a gym lately. People who follow you on Instagram will have seen you in there basically all the time. A lot of people have been making fun of you on the Instagrams regarding this. I've looked at that a different way. It seemed clear to me you're training for a zombie apocalypse.
Yeah, ready for it.
Because vegetables might not run out right away.
For sure.
They're sustainable. You need to be strong to fight zombies. But if you could leave one of your vegan foods behind, you never get to eat again for the zombies to take, what would it be?
Like a vegan food that I don't like.
Well, you've got to leave it for the zombies. So it might be like something that you want the zombies to eat and be like, oh man, I'm going to go back to being human. Or it might be something that like you just want to get rid of and hopefully it'll kill some zombies.
You just want to get rid of. I don't know. I don't totally. I guess I would. Mushrooms aren't really my favorite thing in the world. So maybe just give those to the zombies.
Do you have a tough time hanging out with Ben Mark? Because he's really into the mushroom like teas and mushroom powders and mushroom drinks.
I have a hard time.
All those health mushrooms.
That's like honestly a pretty broad. Like I have a hard time hanging out with him. Period.
Mm-hmm.
Like just across.
He says a lot of similar things about you actually, but we might get into that later on.
It's mutual.
Okay, let's move it along. What are you going to gainer next? You used to do a lot of gainers. We just a few days ago I saw some old Rush Sturges footage when I was researching for this video.
Yeah.
You used to gainer everything. You were like Rush gainer Sturges, run forward, flip backwards, like 80 feet, no stress. Haven't seen you do it in a while. You are getting older.
Yeah.
Are you planning any more gainers, or are you called time on that?
I still gainer from time to time. But the last one I did was tweaked my shoulder pretty good on that one, and almost kind of didn't quite clear this like rock like little canopy thing. So that was kind of sketchy. And I'm just like, when you're this old, it's like can't be taking those kinds of hits anymore. So try to keep it like under 60 feet.
Keep it low key.
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
Key.
Let's talk about your Instagram.
Okay.
At the time of writing this and the time of recording, you had 766 posts on Instagram. 63 of them were from Spirit Falls or looking at Spirit Falls. I think I speak for everyone when I say it's a very nice scenic waterfall. I've never been there, but it looks great. It's a place I do want to go. And clearly you're very good at going down it. But seriously, like, we don't need our Instagram feed spammed with this endless spirit fall. It's 60, like 10% of all your content.
63 out of well, I feel like that's pretty good, actually. I thought it would be more, to be honest.
it's an endless stream. I feel like I could scan through it any day and be like, oh, Rush is on the spirit again. Like,
I mean, put it this way. I live there. It's my backyard run. I do it almost every single day, so...
I go to the bathroom every day. I don't share that with people.
Right. Okay. And fair enough. It it's thrashed. It's
like you do a lot of other cool stuff. Like you work in a cool environment where you're generating other stuff. You do other kinds of kayaking.
Yeah.
You know, we've all like literally every on Instagram has seen
also
spirit.
Like the most.
Maybe we could see one of the other rapids.
It's like the most fun thing ever.
Maybe we could see like.
Well, there's lots of other. I post lots of other rapids too, But I agree. It's we're not even calling it spirit anymore. It's Brown Trout Falls now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Out to Lunch 2. Out to Lunch is one of my favorite web series, by the way, from the kayaking world. When are we going to see Out to Lunch 2 coming out?
Out to Lunch 2. Well, we've had like at least 5 or 6 episodes now. So.
Out to Lunch Season 2. I mean, sorry.
Season 2. Oh, that's good.
Sorry, I miss what.
Oh, you're all good. Out to Lunch Season 2 is a work in progress. We're really putting in the time and energy.
Would you say it's going to come out before or after Stakeout Part 2? Originally forecast for 2012.
They're going to actually be simultaneously released at the same time.
We are never going to see Out to Lunch Season 2.
There's a good chance that it is probably no, it's going to come out for sure. Yeah, summer 2019.
You heard it here first.
Yeah.
Out to Lunch Season 2, 2019.
Maybe sooner. It's possible.
Damn, son. All right, those are the end of my kind of prepared questions. I put it out on Instagram and Facebook. If anyone had any kind of open questions for Rush Sturges in the Out to Lunch, in the kind of questions you never thought to ask thread. Sure. So I was trying to avoid the regular what paddle offset do you use type questions like the hammer factor guys get into all the time. I want to keep it real. I had one marriage proposal.
Really?
Yeah, I was surprised because you're like 1,000 years old. You don't have much time left.
Wow, that's awesome. Yes.
But I'll send you the details on that one.
Tell her yes.
Next up, someone said you got a good rap career, and they were hoping you could start off with give us a short freestyle rap. And since you've switched to being vegan, maybe it could be a rap about fruits. And if you could start off with orange. So Rush did do a sick freestyle rap right there on the spot, but asked me to cut it out because he didn't think it represented his best work. About a week later, he emailed me and said he had rewritten a whole new track, and he emailed that to me, and that's at the end of this video. So hang it out for a couple more minutes, and you're going to see a special limited edition rap song right here from the Adrenaline Rush. Check it out. I mean, solid effort. Okay, next one comes in from this guy, James Ibbotson. He says, do you ever do anything steadily, or is it all a big rush?
All a big rush.
Chinese takeout or Canadian stakeout?
I'll go Canadian stakeout.
Another guy, Lawrence Redding, asks, do you do handstand push-ups because they look cool or because they help your kayaking?
Strictly because they look cool.
They don't look that cool. No. Ed White asks, what happened to Rudy Rampage and is he coming back?
Nope. Never heard of him.
Always remember to pull out.
Videos. This is probably my favorite question of all the audience questions. It's the last one, so think about it long and hard. Mark, Zilonka, I'm sorry I butchered your name. If you were to leave any pro kayaker at a remote takeout in the middle of nowhere, never to be seen again, where would you leave them, who would you leave, and why? So that's 3 questions.
It's a tough one.
Yeah, it's quite the build up there. A lot of factors to think about. You've got to consider takeouts. You've got to consider pro paddlers.
I can leave them anywhere I want.
But they're never going to be seen again.
Just throw Benny Marr out on a deserted island somewhere in the South Pacific.
I think the question was always like, which takeout? So you had to link it to a place you
like leave him at what takeout?
Yes, leave him at what takeout? Pick a remote takeout that you didn't like.
A remote takeout that I didn't like.
I mean, I think that's it. That's the implied answer here.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll leave Benny at the Inga Rapids somewhere to fend for himself.
Okay. That's still.
Yeah.
All right. Man, I just thought another question in my head and it just went right. Like came in and it went out. Okay, this has been questions you never thought to ask with Adrenaline Rush Sturges. Man, make sure you hit that subscribe button for someone else in the near future. Oh, actually, wait. Let's go back. I had my follow-up question. When are you and Benny getting married?
Well, I would like that Canadian citizenship, and he would like the American citizenship.
And you and Benny have this like long, ongoing bromance that's
it's more like a mutual disrespect and hatred towards one another.
It doesn't come across that way at all in any of the videos which you both feature in.
Yeah, well, yeah, I don't know.
It's legal in all 50 states now.
Yeah, whatever. It's a free country.
And it's been legal forever in Canada. We're awesome up here.
Yeah, no, it's not gonna happen. Never.
Okay.
No, not never. I feel like I beat her super hard on the freestyle rap though.
Do you want to? We're still running. You can take it around to it.
I was gonna do. What was the other one I was gonna do? Oh yeah.
I was asked to rhyme the word orange and also rap about being vegan. So here we go. Orange is hard to rhyme with, lest you try to force it. Twist enunciation and the words can get distorted. Language is so gorgeous, the world is oh so morbid. I'm on the front line while you beaters always portage. Believe your word was orange, like the face of our own president. I'm a vegan heathen, but I'm stomping shit like elephants. People always telling me, you need to get some protein. Little do they know I am much stronger than the old me. Meat is a luxury, not a pure necessity. You do a little research, you might find it is your enemy. But I'm not really preachy, I just built out my own recipe. Regardless of the cheese and all the demons that been tempting me, I'm on another level like my homie Little Sendy. So many friend requests that you couldn't ever friend me. Seth came to test me on some English humor shit, and now that I am on your show you might just get some viewership. Rudy on the track, kept him hidden in the back. Questions that you never thought to ask, so I had to rap. God damn it, man, I wish that I was still on stakeout, but I got to her shoulder cause I'm old and fucking played out. Part of the game, going hard in the pain, but the day that I change I'll be decaying in my grave. Okay, I'm the dopest, swing a paddle like a warrior and smashing up your egos like when dudes get beat by Noria. Questions that you never thought to ask. Whitewater rap, kicking ass. No, literally, if I see you with a takeout without a PFD, I'm just gonna come up and start whipping your ass. Pack Heller style. Catch me on the L-dub, posting hella Instagram photos. If you don't like it, fuck you. Go follow Ben Mar. Learn how to make a fucking quinoa salad. Y'all are whack anyway, like airborne kids doing grabs. Shit is not cool. Adrenaline rush. And I'm out.